What's up, everybody? It's Sean Hayes here with Keller Williams Greater Athens, coming to you live from my quarantine right here in Athens, Georgia. It's been a while since we've done one, but we're doing a market report for March 2020. All right, we're going to cover the whole month of March from March 1st all the way to March 31st. So, this being said, let's hop right into what we're covering. All right, so over here on this side, we have the residential real estate only. And so when I say residential, I'm only talking about single-family detached houses. Now, I can definitely do more videos and go more into depth, but mainly what we sell here in Athens, the meat and potatoes, is residential single-family detached houses. So those are the only numbers that I'm covering here today. Over on this side, we have the average mortgage rates, which you can take a look at those. But I'm going to cover both sides of everything going on in real estate. So with that being said, let's hop right into the numbers and see what we got going on. All right, guys, like I said, I'm covering March of 2020. We're covering the entire month. All right, so at first, we're going to hop right into the active. So we got 497 active listings right now, pushing through the coronavirus, pushing through the pandemic and everything. Real estate is deemed an essential business, so we're going to continue to work on this every single day. All right, our average list price right now is $454,874, so that's a pretty good list price right now. And one thing I did forget to mention is this covers Clarke County, Madison, Oglethorpe, Oconee, Barrow, and Jackson County. So kind of that Athens and Metro Athens area covers all of that. Your average days on market right now is 95 days, so just a little over 3 months. So let's get into the meat and potatoes here of the closed transaction, right? When I tell you that we're working real estate every single day, this is what I'm talking about. This month we've had 371 closed deals. So that's moving. That's over 11 closings a day. So awesome numbers. Our list price average was $322,713. Our sale average was $314,457. So that's about a difference about $8,000. Roughly 97% list to sale price. So if you're thinking about listing your house, keep this number in mind. Keep that 97% in mind because that's what buyers are going to come in and try to negotiate. If you haven't got under contract that very first day. So always informative, always thinking. Our average days on market for those closed transactions was 57. So this is up a little bit than what we've seen in the past, but that's okay. We're obviously going through a little bit of a change here in the market. So 57 is still extremely fast. Average time to close a loan right now is about a 45-day period, just with everybody working skeleton crews. Still pretty quick. 97% list sale is awesome numbers to think about. 371 closed transactions for the month of March is fantastic. All right, our back on markets, we had 87 come back to market. Again, pretty high number. We are going through a little bit of a shift, so that's these could come back on market for any reason, right? They could be buyer backed out their due diligence period, or inspection came back and buyer and seller couldn't come to terms with what they were doing. So it could have been an appraisal issue, could have been a financing issue. There's a whole bunch of things that for reasons why these can come back on the market. But the main thing that we got to think about is that there was 87. There was 22 expired listings, pretty low number, which means most things are selling here in Athens. And there was 41 withdrawal listings. So again, this could be for any reason. I'm sure we can all think of a main reason why a lot of these are being withdrawn right now. Some things to think about though, if you are selling or are thinking about buying, is how to be safe. What I like to do for a lot of my clients right now is to try to keep them inside as much as possible. I've been doing a lot of FaceTime showings, right? So I'll go. And if you don't have an iPhone, that's cool. We use like Facebook Messenger or Google Hangouts or something like that. And we can do a video walkthrough of the house, before they actually purchase it. So people have been liking that. If you're already working with a realtor and they're not doing that, definitely bring that up. Because we all want to try to stay quarantined. Oh, COVID-19 delaying closing or causing any other issues for buyers. No, that's a great question. So right now, haven't really seen any delay in closing. That's because real estate is deemed an essential business. So anybody involved in real estate right now is continuing to work even through the mandatory quarantines and stuff like that, because real estate's an essential business. Haven't really seen any slowdowns. Now, there are a lot of lending companies and appraisal companies that are working skeleton crews, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be any major issues going on with closing. Yeah, so as of right now, hasn't been any major issues or delays. Actually, O'Kelly and Sorahan, which is a big attorney in town that I like to use, they're doing where you can actually deposit the earnest money check. They have a link online where you can do that. So that's been pretty nice to try to keep people inside as much as possible. And the rumor mill has it that we're going to be able to do e-signatures for closing. But Governor Kemp released yesterday that we're allowed to do e-notary, so electronic notaries for closing. So I think the next step is going to be able to do a totally virtual closing. So that's pretty exciting news right there. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the rates here. Rates are a lot more volatile than this side right now. You go from 2 weeks ago, they're touching 2s to very, very low 3s. So, but now they're up a little bit. So rates are kind of all over the place right now, kind of going to market volatility. So our rates on our conventional are 30-year. So typically when I'm talking about conventional, I'm talking about a 20% down payment, right? So that's what I'm talking about. There are other types of conventional loans. There's a 3%, 5%, 10%, 25%, but I'm typically talking about a 20%. That's the most common. Your 30-year fixed is at a 3.86. So like I said, it's a little bit up from last week. And our 15 years is a 3.31. Guys, something to keep in mind with all these rates, that these are all still extremely low. 12, 15 years ago, we were in the 6, 7, 8s. 30, 40 years ago, we were in the teens. So even though they're creeping up a little bit, that's fine. It's still pretty cheap money. Our VA, FHA, and USDA, these are all government-backed loans. Your VA, obviously, for veterans. FHA is at 3.5% down payment, and your USDA is your rural development. So you can actually get this loan for pretty much any county outside of Athens. So all the rural ones, Madison, Oglethorpe, Barrow, Jackson, Oconee. All those work for USDA. To all my Gwinnett County people, sorry, doesn't work out there, too many people. But for our 30-year, we're getting a 3.31, so incredibly low. You can see these government-backed loans are typically going to have a lower interest rate than your 30-year conventional. Typically, there's some other fees involved, but we're talking about rates right now. In our jumbo, so jumbo's considered over $430,000. Your 30 years a 4.0, so the highest of all these right now. And your 15 years at 3.49, so pretty cheap. And that's it. That's what's going on in real estate, or that's what was going on in real estate in March. If you like these videos, please feel to like, comment, share. Always feel free to ask me any questions or anything like that. Like I said, I'm always here to help you guys out. I hope you find these videos super informative. That's what I like to do. All right, guys. So that's it. This is what's going on in residential real estate. This is what's going on in the mortgage world. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to slide my DMs. Give me a call, text, email. Pretty much work 24 hours a day. Ask Daylene. But besides that, this is it. I'm signing out.